Let us continue with our lesson, and in this lesson what we'll do is we'll add an exception handling for our view model. And if you haven't watched my video on exception handling, you should go back and watch that video, because I have mentioned about the exception handling and how to handle the exception. So you should go back and watch that video if you haven't watched, and I'm not going to explain here what I'm actually trying to do. I'll just write a code and you should follow along with that code. So let's go and get started. And before I actually go and code, let me do let me create a new branch, and where I'll be doing all of the adding a new feature or amending our code, like adding an exception handling. So that will be a new feature. You can consider as a new feature. So for that, I'll create a new branch. So I say git, I can say check out -b, and which will create a branch, and we'll create a new branch of, let's say, exception exception, and so exception handling will be our new branch. So just hit enter. So we are now in the new branch, which is of exception handling. Currently we were in the dev branch. So now we can go and actually get started with our code. So go to the view model for we'll start with the auth, and we'll go to the login view model, and let us create I will just say a try catch block, and I will add a catch over here, and let's add a two catch over here, ch catch, and okay, so over here I will go and so we'll add a two catch block over here. One will catch HTTP exception from the retrofit, another will catch a general Java exception, which is will extend a exception class. So here I will say HTTP exceptr HTTP exceptr exception, which we will make use of a exception from a retrofit. So HTTP exception from the retrofit. So we'll make use of that one, and over here we'll make use of a general exception from the Java. So the exceptr exception, exceptr exception, and we'll make use of a general exception handling. So I can make use of a Kotlin or a Java. So let's make use of Kotlin exception handling. And let me copy this one, because later I will just make use of that one, and I will not write it again and again. I'll just copy that code and to my notepad, and later I'll just make use of that one, so I don't have to retype again. So it's better that you retype, but I'm just trying to save some time, so I'll be just copying and pasting. So I'll just add it over here, and over here I need to add a log. So log dot e for the debug, for the error, and tag and the error message. So I'll make use of for HTTP exception, right? Dot to string, and also here I'll just copy the same thing and paste it below this one, and it should be of exception. Okay, so we have set that one. Let me just copy this section, because just now I did not copy it. So let me paste it in the notepad over here. So I have pasted it in the notepad. So later I'll just copy and make use of this. And so let me copy all of this, and let me go to the I have already set for the login, so where I'm catching the two exception, which is of HTTP exception from retrofit, and one is from the exception of the Kotlin. So if you want to go and check, you can just press a Control and B from, put a cursor over here and press Control B. It will take you to the class exception class. It's extending from, you can see, java.line exception. So, and for the HTTP exception, you can just click and Control B. It will take you to the exception of the particular retrofit exception over here. So that is the thing that we are doing actually over here. And what I will do is I'll go to the register view model, and I will copy that try catch, and paste it over here too. And just import the HTTPX. Sorry, let's import the HTTPX log and as well as the HTTP exception for the retrofit. And let me cut this section and paste it inside the try block. Okay, so that should be okay. And what I will do is I will just open the another one which is for home view model, and let us paste the code over here, the try catch block, paste over here, and let me cut this section and paste it inside this try block. And let us import the alt and enter, alt and enter to import, and alt and enter to import from the retrofit. Okay, so we have that one, and let's do it for all of our view model. So the next is for our profile view model. I'll just copy that code and I will go and paste it over here, and I will just cut this section and paste it inside here too. And let's import the log and HTTP exception. Okay, so we have that one, and let's do it for the edit profile too. So we still need edit profile. Just copy our code from it, try catch, and let me cut this section. All right, sorry, I need to copy from whole thing from here and paste it inside this try. And I need to import the HTTP exception from the retrofit and also the log. Okay, so alt and enter. Okay, so that will rearrange. And now we have I think we have done for view profile view model, and we have to do it for the splash view model. And now just copy this code and go over here, just paste it over here, and let me cut this section and paste inside the try block and import the exception for retrofit and also the log. Just hit the enter. Right, so alt and enter if when you want to import. So we have a finally tags, so let's do it for edit tags. Let's copy this one and paste it inside the Kotlin coroutine, and over here let me cut everything and paste it inside the try block, and let us import the all of the, we don't have tag over here, we don't have tag, and this is not a tags, it should be tag, sorry for that. And that should be okay. Let us import the tag log.e, and let us import the exception from the retrofit too. And let's copy our try catch block and go to the tags detail. And we don't have any live data, we don't have any retrofit use, but let us still make use of over here, because later maybe we can we may want to add some retrofit or any other call from here. So I'll make use of log and import HTTP exception from the retrofit too. And finally we have a task view model, and I will make use of the try catch block over here and just paste it over here. Just import the log and the HTTP exception from the retrofit too. Okay, so we have done it, and finally I'll just cut this section and paste it over here. Okay, so I think we have done it for all, and we have set up for all, and I hope you guys will be understanding what we are doing actually. So we have just catching the exception and also the general exception and the HTTP exception. So next step is what I will do is I will just go and paste the code. So let's go to the profile, not the profile, it should be of a splash view model, and let us try to put a breakpoint somewhere here, here, and here, and let us try to debug the application. Let's run debug, and let's wait for the Gradle build to complete. Okay, so the application is started, and you can see we have a breakpoint over here. It triggered the breakpoint, And let me see what is the breakpoint. Okay, so we are over here, and let's hit the run button. So if there is an exception, then it should come to over here, HTTP exception or the exception. So that should be okay. Where is our element? Okay, so it came over here. So we can see we have an exception, which is a you can see java.net socket timeout to fail to connect to the web server, because I haven't on my web service, so that's why it says that it cannot connect. You can see that. Let's run it, and if you go to the logcat and go to the error, filter it out by the error, you can see it will log the error over here. So this is the error, failed to connect to a particular IP address or the web server, because I haven't on it. And if you go to the Illuminator, it doesn't crash. It still is hanging on there, because we haven't crashed the app. So if we haven't put this like let's say a try catch block, then the app will be crashed. If you try to remove this code and will run this application, it will just go and crash your application. So with the help of this try catch block, we have prevented our crash, as well as we have got some error information over here, so we can check what is wrong with the app. And I think that's all for this lesson. And I think before we close up, we still need to do something for our Git. So we have let's say a Git status. Let's take for this task. So we have modified a lot of files. So let us add to the Git add dot, and that will add everything to the Git. And next step is to let us add it. Not let us commit. So Git commit as m and give a message. So I can just say if I want exception at the end in the handling. So I can say that added the exception handling on view model. So on all view model. Sorry, model. So okay. So that we'll add it to our local repository. Now we need to push that one to our GitHub repository. So how do we push is I can say git push dash UORI. Just copy this one and paste it over here. Hit enter. And okay, so the spelling is mistake. So origin is not correct over there. So we need to check that one. Sorry for that one. What I need to say is not the E over here. I made a mistake. Just hit enter. That should push our local repository that we have exception handling to our remote repository, and that should be done. So you can see everything has been pushed, right? So everything has been pushed, and new branch has been created. A new branch is created with exception handling. So I think that's all for this lesson, and we have added a exception handling here over here. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.